callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
AMP2.TV presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.TV. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
All right, guys, welcome back to Tell Us Your Biz. I know it's been a long time since you've seen me. This is Slick from Slick Speaks, and I have alongside me...
It's RK with Getting Deep with RK.
Okay, RK, before we go into telling them our biz and having people call in, and if you do want to call in, you can call in at 888-565-1470, and we can gladly put you on air to tell us your biz, because we are here to highlight the local talent, not like the big mogul talent. Like we're trying to help out each other. Being that we have been in a pandemic, we have to, I'll say, reach a hand to each other instead of reaching a hand to, like, I'll say, the global.
We're trying to grow together. We want
Most
everyone.
Definitely.
So if you're watching, call in.
Call in at 888-565-1470. But before we go into telling our biz, I will have to point out that today is National Moon Day, and this day represents the 1969 moon landing with Neil Armstrong and 10 of his associates that landed on the moon for at least 6 minutes. So
yep, celebrating
I
that
know
53
today,
years ago.
being that it's the 20th, it is National Moon Day. We did have a kind of a moon day with Jeff Bezos. I want to get your take on it, RK, with Jeff Bezos and this blue origin that he literally sent up into the air to actually beat. I forgot who. It's just a billionaire. It's just a billionaire's race right now, because I honestly, they're beating each other by several yards, and I just want to get your take on
it's like what they
space
say
tra-
when
this reaching for space right now.
Well, it's like the old phrase goes: when you buy cryptocurrencies or a stock, you want to hold it to the moon. And that's what Mr. Bezos did. Brought him all the way to the moon.
But I feel like people are fearing that they can get trapped in another orbit, like the moon's gravitational pull, and they can get stuck in space because their fear about the blue origin.
Is that real? Is that an actual fear?
No, that is an actual feeling, because people were tweeting about it, like what does happen, because it doesn't have, like, I'll say directional rockets to push it down. It basically just stayed in the Earth's I'll say Earth's field or gravitational pull to bring it back down. People are scared that if you go up in the blue origin, you might get stuck in the blue origin. You think you would get stuck in the blue origin?
Sounds like a fun time. I wouldn't mind getting stuck in space. Are you kidding me? That's cool.
Well, RK, I am not Buzz Lightyear. I want to get trapped on Earth.
Sounds like one of those fair rides.
No, it doesn't sound like one of those fair rides, because honestly, looking at everybody like they're ants and being in a stratosphere that you can't even actually breathe, I don't know. Do you understand there's a limit amount of oxygen that's in that spaceship?
It's about the experience, right? Like, how many other people can say they died stranded in the orbit of space?
No, but
that's cool.
What experience are you're just honestly just assisting in your suicide.
I'm doing like somersaults in zero gravity. Oh, come on, that sounds cool.
No somersaults in zero gravity. That's not gonna work out, because honestly, you're not thinking logically. You are not going to survive up there. You're really hoping for the best, that you get caught into Earth's orbit.
Well, I guess. Well, I mean, if you're stuck in orbit and there's no way of coming down, you're not coming down. You just got to make the best of it. Enjoy life while you have it.
No, I can't. And
no,
I can't, because I feel like, being that we have been trying out these different means of travel into space, like, would you be taking a commercial flight into space when it becomes commercial or a reasonable price? Because right now the tickets are going for like $2.5 million.
Yeah, in a couple centuries when that's feasible, yeah, I would try that.
you would try going up into space.
Sounds fun.
This is
Heck
not
yeah.
Futurama. If anybody knows Futurama, this is not.
Actually, let me backtrack. If I won't even do the Doom's Tower of Terror thing where you go way up and way down, I probably wouldn't take a space shuttle. For being
What?
logical here. Yeah.
Really?
I don't do those rides. No, I can't do it. What, do you do those? Do you do those crazy
No,
rides?
I like those up and down, but we're in Earth's gravitational pull, so I don't mind doing roller coasters, slingshots, because I'm gonna come back to Earth. I don't know how I'm gonna come back to Earth. Probably splattered or myself. Usually, I come back myself because I haven't have anything happen to me, anything severed off. So I would have to say doing those rides on Earth is fine, but testing your limits and going into space, you're going crazy, RK. But before
Going crazy or am crazy?
no, you probably are. You probably are crazy. But we did have a wild day today, and we did visit one of our sponsors. I would just like you to shout out them because my heart is kind of broken, but it is the Artful Dodger, and I'm gonna be back every time. But how did you feel about the Artful Dodger, and what do you have to say about it?
I love the Artful Dodger. Personally, of all the bars I've been to, which isn't many because I'm only 21, I've only just been introduced to the world of beer and drinking. I love the Artful Dodger.
I understand. That's why you picked
It's not
Monkey Buddha.
big. It's kind of small, but it's not it's not tight.
Mhm.
But it's nice. It's very personal. The bartenders there are sweet. Shout out to Barbara.
You just
And
went
it's
there.
great. There's every night it's something different. Wednesday you got karaoke. Who doesn't
Thursday,
love karaoke?
poker
Sing
night.
your heart out. Free
And on
Caroline.
the weekends they have live bands, but for anybody in the Boca or Delray area, I would say go out and visit the Artful Dodger. They're behind Cannoli Kitchen. So if you're on Federal, you see Cannoli Kitchen to your left or your right, just go into the plaza. It's right
Is
behind
it Federal
Cannoli
and
Kitchen.
20th Street?
20th Street, I just know my landmark is Cannoli Kitchen. I feel like everybody in Boca or in the radius of Cannoli Kitchen know where Cannoli
You
Kitchen
know what else is nice about where Artful is located? Maybe you have a few drinks too many, like some
Mhm.
other people we might know.
Where-
And you get hungry and you think, you know what? I don't want pizza. Let me walk around the plaza. They have,
get-
what's it called? Midnight cookies? These delicious giant cookies, yay big, but they also serve ice cream, milkshakes, all these yummy treats. Who
But I
doesn't
ha-
love that,
Like,
right?
I have to admit, because I would say Don had to point this out to us. We haven't been taking advantage of the local businesses in that strip, because Midnight Cookies is just one, but they have a chocolate factory too,
It's true.
like a chocolate something. I can't say chocolate factory, but it's a chocolate something. So
It's
for
like
chocolate lovers,
brownies or fudge
we
or
are going to
something.
visit it for you, and we are going to
Yeah.
show you how it is. But for Tell Us Your Biz, we have to tell everybody about our biz. Everybody knows me as Slick Speak, so I will go last. But for you, no, it's okay. That's you saw that spin.
Ooh, that was
It's okay.
smooth.
I would have to say for I would have to say for your platform, keeping it real with RK or keeping it deep.
Getting deep with
Getting
RK.
deep with RK. What is the premise of getting deep with RK?
So first of all, every Wednesday, 12:30,
Mhm.
tune in. It's very personal. It's
How deep are we getting?
we're talking about serious topics. I'm a very funny haha guy.
You?
And so what I wanted with this show, since we have this platform, is I kind of wanted to talk about something serious
Mhm.
that there's kind of a taboo about, where it's kind of hard to talk about mental health and mental illness and
True.
feeling like they're going crazy in this world.
Mhm.
And that's really what I want to talk about.
Mhm.
So I know with my first couple episodes, it was just me talking about myself and being open, being vulnerable,
Yeah.
and just being
Does
me,
that feel?
embracing that.
What is it? Does that vulnerability? Are you comfortable with that?
It
vulnerability?
it's scary, but it feels good. It's because again, there's kind of this taboo. In the society we live in now, men are supposed to be masculine and tough and can't
True.
show emotion,
Oh my
and so it
gosh.
feels good just
Give me that energy,
talking,
bro. Because
bro.
I understand what you mean. Because I do wear my heart, even though I may seem like a very burly man. I do wear
Mhm.
my heart on my sleeve. Sometimes some people don't understand, and then they just basically comment. But for me, having my heart on my sleeve, I always tend to end up with the short stick. So I'm glad that you're doing
of course,
in too deep or
getting deep.
getting
Just-
deep.
Yeah,
With
you're
all
getting
that.
deep. It's just a general phrase, but what I also do,
Will
in
you
the
be-
future weeks, I'll be having guests on,
Mhm.
and some of my coworkers at work,
Mhm.
they come from other South American countries.
Yes, Piragua,
With
Dominica.
geopolitical turmoil,
Mhm.
and so I'll have them on my show, and we'll talk. What are those struggles like? So it's not just mental health; it's also personal struggles, things you have to go through that a lot of Americans might not be aware of, i.e., immigration and all that.
How do you feel about like men like doing therapy?
I think
like having
everyone should go to therapy. I think it's one of those basic necessities that everyone should have access to.
Would you have a therapist come on to? I keep saying it wrong. I'm so sorry.
If the opportunity
I'm
arrived,
too deep.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Because I'm not a licensed professional.
We have to call Dr. Laura.
Dr. Laura, get her on the phone right now.
Yes, we have
Dr. Laura,
to,
if you're
because
watching, I'd
Dr.
love you
Laura,
to be a
if you're
guest.
watching, what? In too deep. I'm
Getting
saying deep with RK needs a therapist, and I feel as though Dr. Laura will be perfect for your show.
We need
because
a
she will give
licensed
you-
professional.
Yeah, because she will give you like the correct insight into, I'll say, life, dating, and
You
relationships.
think if we reached out,
Because-
Dr. Phil would collaborate with us?
No, true, because I feel like sometimes, like if I do like say my feelings in the cafe, sometimes I'm in earshot of Freddie, and he's like he just comes at me like I don't know what happens, but it just happens on a day-to-day basis. I tend to brush it off, but I just can't man up sometimes, so I have to take that step back to, I'll say, get that proper therapy or talk it through with somebody.
Mhm.
So I'm glad that your platform's coming up.
I'm hoping it's something big. I hope it kind of blows up. I hope we can help normalize talking about these touchy subjects.
Touchy subjects.
Of course.
And on another touchy subject, guys, we are going on a commercial break. Thank you for telling me about your new platform. I just didn't
Of
know
course.
because I felt like you was keeping everything under wraps. But
Well, when we come back, I want to hear about yours. All right, let me tell me about Slick Speaks when we
I
get
think
back.
Slick Speaks would be magical. All right, guys, I'll see you on this other side of the break.
Looking for a cool, laid-back space with great people and even better drinks? You can't lose. The Artful Dodger, Boca Raton's hidden gem. A good, old-fashioned local bar is hard to come by, but not anymore. The Artful Dodger is a fun, casual place to sit back and relax. Located at 495 Northeast 20th Street in Boca Raton, you'll find your new favorite bar. The Artful Dodger. We'll see you there.
You are listening to Tell Us Your Business, where our invited guests share all the knowledge of their business and how important it is what they do in our community. If you want to be part of the conversation, call into the show at 888-565-1470 and tell us what's on your mind. Now, back to Tell Us Your Business.
All right, guys, welcome back to Tell Us Your Biz or Tell Us Your Business. We kind of left the conversation off on what is Slick Speaks or who is Slick Speaks, correct?
And when is it? Let's start with that.
It airs every Taco Tuesday at 10:30. Taco Tuesday, that's the best Tuesday. You get tequilas or taco, or you can call it Tequila Taco Tuesday. But Taco Tuesday, every 10:30, you will hear my insights on, I would say, local businesses and daily current events that are happening in our Tri-County area, because I tend to try to stay local or local enough to actually have a platform to boost, like, from the guests that I have on my show. Like, I have to say, they have inspired me to just to keep going, because sometimes I feel like you ever reach the point where you're like, okay, where's the door, or how to get to the next point, or how to get to the next hurdle. And then you meet a kid that's 19, that's starting his own LLC, that's starting his own merch, clothing company.
Clothing brand.
And then you look at yourself, and I basically look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, am I working as hard as him. Not saying that I want to compete with him, but I feel like I'm slacking off. So from the guests that I bring, even though we vary in age, because sometimes they really make me feel old, because I think my youngest was like 18, and then I'm like, yo, I'm 27.
Well, I think it's also important to remember that we all move at our own pace. So
But-
you shouldn't compare yourself to your guests.
I wasn't, but it's kind of like at 19, I had those, like I had that passion to do something like in media, but like I never thought like that hunger like would stay throughout further generations. So seeing that, I'm like, okay, what is it from you guys? I came back from Massachusetts a year and a half ago, and I realized that like Broward County, Palm Beach County have the same hunger, or like they have the same niche, or like I feel attached.
Well, do
in
you
a
still
way.
have that hunger?
Yeah, I
This
do.
passion, this drive?
Yeah, because I match energy. So when I see a 19-year-old starting his own LLC, creating his own brand, or creating his own music, or just basically being himself in his own space, it's really motivating. So Slick Speaks, I tend to always try to highlight that and try to not make it about myself.
Right.
I never see myself as like the center of
Center of
the
attention?
show at all. At
Good.
all. Even though it may seem like that sometimes, but I would rather somebody behind me take that torch, or I'd rather pass on the torch than just keep it myself. I do not want to be king. I would just want to, I'll say, basically be that boost for, I'll say, the local community.
Well, what's your passion? What do you want to do?
My
with
passion,
life?
I always wanted to be, like, I'm literally doing it right now. I literally wanted to be a
Good.
radio personality, from Howard Stern to Charlemagne the God to like all the ones that gave me that, gave me that drive to say, hey, my voice could be heard to the masses on radio. And Slick Speaks was the perfect platform, because like I never really liked the camera. So like right now on camera, I'm really nervous, but behind the microphone is really second nature to me.
I mean, you seem to be pretty natural at this, if we're being
because
honest.
I've been doing it for a long, so I feel like my age limit and the knowledge that I learned, I feel like I'm up to par with Freddie, you know? But, you know, Freddie is a different generation than I. He likes oldies. I like better music. You know, I'm sorry, I'm Slick is speaking too much. I've been attacking my engineer too. I don't want to attack you. I apologize. But for Slick Speaks, anybody that wants to join Slick Speaks, you can I'll say you can call into the show right now, 888-565-1470, or you can actually contact me on my Instagram at Slick Hendrix or at Slick Speaks, either or. And I can have you on my show to spotlight your brand, your business. And I don't range on age ranges. So basically, if you have the passion, you have the drive, just come on to my show. I'm just here to highlight you, not myself. I'll be the amazing mediator that I can be. But this is all about you.
And as someone who's been on this show with you before, I have to say it's really a good time. Yeah, I mean,
I
the
try.
energy's there, the vibe's great.
No, because like I try, like especially for my guests, sometimes my guests have to loosen up, or like they feel too confined in the studio. I don't know what the studio does to my guests, but they get so stiff. It's probably the artwork that shocks everybody.
I disagree. I don't think your guests are ever stiff. I think you always make them feel comfortable at home.
Because I feel when they come in, they're just like hard. They're just like stone. They're really hard, and I'm like okay, cool. So let me get you a glass of water, or let me get you some coffee, and then they
And
tend to calm down.
Yeah, by the end of it,
And then they see
It's natural.
Freddie, and then they're like, oh my gosh, he's a cool guy. And then I'm like, he's just not that cool.
I think everyone at AMP is a cool guy. Everyone at NN, AMP, Brooklyn Cafe, I think we're all cool people.
I say that's debatable.
I think we all have that ambition,
I say
that
it's
drive.
debatable.
No?
I say it's debatable because like there is some people that, you know, you can have a debate about. You know?
Interesting. Are we debating about them right now?
I can't say we can't debate about them right
good.
now, because they just might cut me off air. You know, they might just take away, they might just cut the mic. They might just Kanye this whole situation. But
I think I know who we're referring
for-
to. Interesting.
For any
Folks, there might be some beef going on. You
I
might
can't
want to
say
stay
there's
tuned.
any beef, but I look, you have to see it. I am just the man behind the mic. there are other people behind this mic that's controlling this mic. So I have to watch my tone, you know? So I apologize for anyone who I offended, but, you know, Tell Us Your Biz is just here to showcase and spotlight your talent, same as into, I keep saying
Getting deep with RK.
With RK and Slick Speaks. So for anyone, from everyone to anyone who wants to spotlight their new business or their new idea or just artwork, you can contact me at Slick Speaks, or you can
call in at 888-565-1470.
And what do you like? I'll say, since he did have like a busy day today, what is the spotlight moment? Because it was kind of like a field trip Tuesday, being that we didn't have any tacos. What was the spotlight for today at Media?
Artful Dodger is always a highlight for me. As we said before, the bartenders make it feel like you're at home, just drinking with family. Your dartboards, you have your music, the jukebox.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anyone who doesn't like jukeboxes?
No, but
no, you don't. Of course, everyone loves a jukebox.
Everyone loves a jukebox. And I also have to say, my highlight for today had to be Fresh Kitchen. I never knew there was a place that I can eat that big of a bowl, but feel so fresh at the end. Like, it feels so, like, I'll say, my stomach didn't bother me at all. I felt amazing. I need to like, what is it? I'll say keep this eating well.
Well, maybe
going, because I know I've been eating, but I know, I don't know who can relate to this, but I know like there's a lot of like people that eat bad, and that's myself. Like I tend to be that one that have those late night snacks, and is usually chicken or steak. So being that I ate at Fresh Kitchen today, shout out to Fresh Kitchen, because that was an amazing lunch.
And maybe someone from Fresh Kitchen is watching right now,
because they did take us out today.
Of course, shout out always to Freddie and Don.
Because they really I really didn't expect it, you know. And Fresh Kitchen was really refreshing.
And if you're listening, check out Fresh Kitchen sometime.
And check out Artful Dodger.
Artful Dodger,
and
Fresh
also,
Kitchen.
I have to admit, for 2 Men in the Car, if you guys haven't been keeping up to date, we are having a 2 Men in the Car tomorrow, and it showcases Jeremiah's piragua. And if anybody doesn't know what piragua is what my people make in my country, Dominican Republic and Haiti. It's basically shaved ice. You know, the Haitians put it in a bag and they twist it and they add some, they add some flavoring to it. And for the Spanish, they just have a brick of ice and they shave it, put it in a cup with some flavoring. Piragua.
That's pretty cool.
Everybody likes the piragua.
Who doesn't love shaved ice? On that note, I think we're going to wrap things up here.
Most definitely.
Remember, tomorrow, 12:30, tune into Getting Deep with RK.
Most definitely. And also tune into the morning show. And please do not hit the snooze button.
We'll see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Take care, folks. Have a good night.